This is Keep On Cooking, a podcast for people who love cookbooks and want to know more about the authors. It's also a great place to get a weekly dose of culinary inspiration to keep things pumping in the kitchen. So grab a cookbook and keep on cooking. I'm Dustin Harder, and this is Keep On Cooking. Hello and welcome to Keep On Cooking, the only podcast dedicated to plant-based cookbooks. I'm your host, Dustin Harder, and get ready for an hour or so, or less than, who knows, of chaos that'll make your last family reunion look like a meditation retreat. Hey, because it's just me, solo as can be, here to guide you through another vegan holiday cookbook as the holiday seasons are still holidaying. Maybe this book can help you. So before that, let's look at some books that are coming up. We got Vegan, Wholesome, High Protein Meals and Snacks to Energize and Nourish by Brandy Doming. That's coming out April 15th, 2025. 100 flavorful vegan recipes for high protein meals and snacks to fuel an active lifestyle on a plant-based diet. From the author of The Vegan 8. Don't know how to get enough protein on a vegan diet? Brandy is here to help. With 100 energizing oil-free meals and snacks, Vegan Wholesome will help you fuel your active lifestyle and provide the nutrition so often missing from a plant-based diet. These hearty whole foods recipes cover all the meals of the day, from power food breakfast and quick lunches to satisfying dinners, one-pot meals, and sweet treats. Enjoy dishes like sweet jalapeno cornbread waffles, Tim's Greek salad, and homemade feta, creamy gochujang, chickpeas and lentils with poblano pepper, teriyaki orzo casserole, jackfruit pinto bean chili, protein-packed mac and cheese, smoky bean dip, and chocolate pots de creme. Now, the next book we're looking at, another one coming out here in 2025, Breaking Up with Dairy, 100 indulgent plant-based recipes for cheese and butter, cream and milk lovers everywhere. So this is by Chef Bailey Ruskus. This is coming out February 11th, 2025. And I got to tell you, Bailey's going to be back on to talk about this. So we'll probably have her on some. Well, I know when we're going to record with her in January, but I'll get the episode out before the book comes out so you can hear from her. She's been working really hard on this book, Breaking Up with Dairy. We had her on the podcast earlier on another episode. I can't recall which one right now. Maybe I wrote it down somewhere and I bring it up. Looks like not, but you can look it up. It's Bailey Ruskus. Keep on cooking. And she goes over her book, Cook, Heal, Go Vegan, on that one. But right now we're talking about her new book coming out February 11th called Breaking Up with Dairy. Whether you've made the switch to a vegan diet or you are just considering the change, cheese can be the breaking point that keeps you from breaking up. It's everywhere. And let's face it, it's delicious. Thank goodness Bailey Ruskus, aka Chef Bay, hey, is here to hold your hand and show you that creating dairy-free cheesy dishes isn't only doable, it's downright delicious. Includes recipes for gorgonzola, pepper jack, parmesan, macadamia asiago, paneer, cotija, cream cheese, amaretto coffee creamer, sweetened condensed oat milk, no whey protein powder, along with dishes to use these fabulous basics such as baked truffle mac, New York style spelt bagels, and roasted garlic cream cheese, breakfast pizza pockets with hollandaise, mini quiches, air fried ricotta balls, and ratatouille sauce, and more. So much more. So get into that. February 11th, you got Breaking Up with Dairy coming out if you want to pre-order that. And April 15th of 2025, you have Vegan, Wholesome, High Protein Meals and Snacks to Energize and Nourish by Brandy Doming coming out. So a couple you can pre-order if you are so inclined to do so. Now, a fun fact. We asked that a fun fact that we basically asked ChatGPT when food became such an important part of holiday celebrations, because today we're going over Nava Atlas's book, Vegan Holiday Kitchen. So I thought, let's ask ChatGPT a food question related to the holidays. So we said, when did food become such an important part of holiday celebrations? And ChatGPT had this to say. The integration of food into holiday celebrations has ancient roots, with various cultures using communal meals to mark significant events. While it's challenging to pinpoint an exact moment when food became essential to the holidays, several historic milestones illustrate this development. So we've got one is ancient harvest festivals. Many early societies, including the Egyptians and Greeks, held festivals to celebrate harvest. These events included communal feasting to give thanks to gods for their bounty. For instance, the ancient Greeks celebrated Dionysia with wine, bread, and sacrificial offerings, emphasizing the connection between food celebration and spirituality. Number 2 on the list is religious rituals. Food became a central part of religious rituals over time. For example, the Jewish Passover includes a ceremonial meal called the Seder, which dates back to over 3,000 years, where specific foods symbolize different aspects of the Exodus story. Similarly, the Christian Eucharist, or Holy Communion uses bread and wine to symbolize the body and blood of Christ, reinforcing the role of food in religious observance. Medieval feast is number 3 on here. In the Middle Ages, feasting became a prominent way to celebrate holidays, especially among the nobility. Christmas and Easter meals often featured extravagant dishes with an emphasis on communal dining as a means of fostering social bonds. So we can all get into that, coming around together over food. So that's just a little glimpse into when and how food became a big part of celebrations. I don't think that's like, I mean, it's kind of like a no-brainer. Like, obviously, it kind of just organically happened. It makes sense. People commune around food. But in summary, the practice of incorporating food into holiday celebrations has roots that stretch back to ancient times, evolving through cultural, religious, and societal changes. Speaking of holidays, ding, 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 let's get into it. Today's book is Vegan Holiday Kitchen, more than 200 delicious festive recipes for special occasions. Originally released in 2011, now, Nava is a guest favorite of ours. She has been on Keep on Cooking twice, and she's actually scheduled to come back a third time to talk about her awesome book that was just re-released, Soups and Stews. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to know more about her, check out Keep on Cooking episode 17, where we cover her book Vegan on a Budget, and also episode 29, where we go over her book Plant Powered Protein. She's there for both of those books, so she gets into some things in depth for you. And Nava Atlas is the author of many vegetarian and vegan cookbooks. She's along the lines of our dear friend Robin Robertson. She has been doing the good deeds for us for many years. Some of her books include 5-ingredient vegan, plant power, Wild About Greens, Vegan Holiday Kitchen, which we're looking at today, vegan soups and hearty stews for all seasons, which we will have her on to talk about, plant powered protein, and others. Visit her on the web at theveganatlas.com. In addition to cookbooks, Nava produces visual nonfiction books, including The Literary Lady's Guide to the Writing Life. Its companion website is literaryladiesguide.com. It explores the lives and literature of classic women authors. Let's say classic female authors, women authors. I'm having trouble saying the woman female is not the problem word here. I'm having trouble saying authors. I'm saying authors. Anyway, Nava is also an active fine artist specializing in limited edition artist books and text-driven objects. Her work is shown and collected by museums and universities across the US. You can see her work at navaatlasart.com. So let's get into it. Vegan Holiday Kitchen, more than 200 delicious festive recipes for special occasions. Have yourself a happy vegan holiday. This exciting, inviting cookbook by veteran author Nava Atlas brilliantly fills the biggest gap in the vegan repertoire with more than 200 delectable, completely doable recipes for every festive occasion. Atlas, one of the most respected names in vegetarian and vegan cooking, addresses everything from Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, and Christmas to celebratory brunches, lunches, dinners, potlucks, and buffets. Such mouthwatering dishes as coconut butternut squash soup, green chili cornbread, hearty vegetable pot pie, delicate ravioli with sweet potatoes and sage, and cashew chocolate mousse pie will convince even the most skeptical eater that vegan cooking is well worth celebrating. She starts things off with an introduction in which she talks about the first incarnation of this being published 20 years prior, called Vegetarian Holiday Kitchen, and how she was thrilled to update it to Vegan Holiday Kitchen. She then goes into some tips to keep calm during the chaos while you're preparing food for a holiday celebration. And I kind of love that she's got great tips all throughout the book on sort of like maintaining the calm when you're entertaining during the holidays, right? I love cooking for holidays. I love cooking, the joy in it for me is that I'm going to feed people this delicious food, and we're going to be together and celebrate just family and friends and love, right? So I love it, but I do find myself, I go overboard. I'm always in the kitchen exhausted, and I'm kind of going, why did I did this to myself. I planned this menu. I did this to myself. And I'm so particular about food that it's a little difficult to help me in the kitchen. David can help me. He can step up and help me. He knows what's up. But when I'm with my family, I'm like, no, that's okay, you're good. And they easily back off. They're like, oh, okay, then you got it. And my mom is such a creature of habit that she's usually making all of her non-vegan things, and she's sort of kitchen hacked all of them over the years so that she's quickly throwing things into a crock pot. And she's like, what? I made a whole meal. It was done in 30 minutes. And I'm like, wow. Which I guess that kitchen hackery side of me, I get that from my mama. Well, the recipes here start with a chapter for Thanksgiving, but she goes a step further with the chapters in the sections, or the chapters in the book. So she breaks each sort of holiday or event down by sections. So in Thanksgiving, she's got it broken down by sections that go soups and breads, salads, main dishes, stuffing, side dishes and sauces, and desserts. So let's take a look. We start things out with soups and bread. Spiced vegetable peanut soup. Yes, please. Coconut butternut squash. I'm always kind of like, why is there a soup at the table at Thanksgiving when that does happen? But then I'm like, oh, because it's the butternut. And what a delicious, satiating, calming soup to me is like a calming meal, right? So I'm like, what a beautiful thing to have. And if you're having just a little cup of it or something with the rest of your meal, how yummy. We got creamy wild mushroom soup in here, squash, sweet potato, and corn chowder. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Sweet potato biscuits. Yes, ma'am. And then green chili cornbread and muffins. So I am here for all of that. That takes us into salads. And, I ignore salads over any holiday, but I'm hoping over years to just find or make salads that are so good that I can't help but include them at the table. I've been trying to do one big salad every time I make a holiday menu, but it's hard. There's so many starchy, carby things you want at the table, just for me anyways, from how I grew up. It's what I'm thinking of: rolls and mac and cheese and mashed potatoes and all that. But let's check it out. Salads. Maybe this is going to be one of the ones that end up at my table this year during the holidays. We got tricolor coleslaw, sweet potato poppy seed coleslaw, mixed baby greens with pears and glazed pecans. See, now that would be a winner there, I think, at the holiday table. Massaged kale with cranberries and cashews. Love me a massaged kale salad. And jicama salad with fennel and oranges. Do y'all mess with jicama? I gotta say, I don't mess with it that much, but I think that's perhaps a bad on my end. I think I need to get into it a little more. Okay. Page 20 takes us into main dishes for Thanksgiving. Now listen, I'm saying Thanksgiving, but really you can use these dishes anywhere you want. Use them in your daily, use them for Christmas, use them for Hanukkah, use them wherever you want. All right, we got butternut squash with whole wheat, wild rice, and onion stuffing. Quinoa and lentil stuffed golden squashes. Yeah. Here's the deal again, because I'm so hooked on my holiday plate. I don't want a stuffed squash for any holiday, but I just want it in general. For dinner one night, I want a stuffed squash. We got a rice and pecan stuffed squash, Three Sisters stew, Pueblo corn pie, baked Thanksgiving risotto, black bean and sweet potato tortilla casserole, ravioli with sweet potatoes and sage, and hearty vegetable pot pie. I gotta tell y'all, I just mentioned her on a couple episodes ago, but Carly from Plant U posted this pot pie the other day that she made. Oh my gosh, it was so easy. It was frozen vegetables, beans, coconut milk, and then something else, I feel like. And then she put a store-bought pastry puff crust on top of it and put it in the oven and baked it. And I was like, that is absolutely genius. Speaking of being a genius, Nava gets into some breadcrumbs in some of her little tips here. She's like, homemade breadcrumbs. Sure, you can buy prepared breadcrumbs, but if you have a food processor, using prepared breadcrumbs is one shortcut that isn't worth taking. And I am quite fond of shortcuts. I think that's why Nava and I vibe. Store-bought breadcrumbs are often dry and almost always overpriced, especially ones called panko. I mean, seriously, they're just breadcrumbs. It takes less than a minute to make them at home. And it's also a great way to use up ends of bread. She's not wrong there. There's nothing more to making breadcrumbs than tearing up a few slices of bread, putting them in the food processor, and letting it run until the bread is reduced to coarse crumbs. An average size slice will yield 1/2 to 3/4 cup of crumbs. Well, thanks for that tip there, Nava, and pushing us into that scratch-made kitchen. We all need a little nudge sometimes, and I agree. All the way for homemade breadcrumbs, which takes us into, speaking of bread, her next section in this chapter is stuffings. So she gives you multiple stuffings. She's going to give you 5. She's got a wild rice stuffing with dried cranberries, whole wheat stuffing with pine nuts and dried fruit, walnut apple stuffing, sauerkraut potato and apple stuffing. Okay. That might be, I don't know why I'm so drawn to that. Something about the sweetness of the potato of the apple and the sourness of the sauerkraut and then like the creamy like lusciousness of the potato. All 3 of those together, that sounds like heaven to me. The last one in here is polenta, sausage, and mushroom stuffing. I am here for all that is what I'm saying. Okay, our next section in here is side dishes and sauces. So we get maple pecan sweet potatoes, rosemary citrus sweet potatoes, agave and mustard glazed Brussels sprouts or green beans. So she's giving you options there. Red wine roasted Brussels sprouts, smashed potatoes with mushroom gravy, a classic. Red quinoa pilaf with kale and corn, cranberry applesauce, and cranberry chutney. I love that she has really just expanded options here. If you're getting into Thanksgiving and you're creating a meal, I know we all have Thanksgiving's just it's not a holiday to me. Really, it's just a day to eat food. And I'll take a day to eat food, but I'm just going to call it that. You know what I mean? Desserts. Here we go. Classic vegan pumpkin pie. And I don't know about you, but again, I'm very like, I guess I'm a purist. I want the pumpkin pie, but then there's so many good things in here. Pumpkin cheesecake with a hint of chocolate. Girl. Pear, apple, and cranberry crumble. Cranberry carrot cake with maple cream cheese frosting. And cashew chocolate mousse pie. I am here for all of it. I mean, I think I'm saying that. How can you not be here for all the things like that when that's what the list that you're given, right? Like desserts and stuffings right in a row. Let's get into the next chapter, which is Christmas and the holiday season, which is broken into sweets for giving and sharing, holiday appetizer buffet, and a pair of Christmas dinner menus. So instead of giving a bunch of main, she like actually creates menus for you. And at the beginning of the Christmas and holiday season, because I was like, it's interesting that she's saying holiday season, right? She said, though it's a central holiday to Christianity, Christmas has been repositioned in large part as a cultural celebration that goes beyond the boundaries of specific faith. Come December, Christmas is in the air and it's everywhere. Of course, it retains its religious meaning for many, but for others, it's part of the annual holiday season, in quotes, in which many traditions from the melting pot are stirred. It's a time for parties and celebrations that light up the shortest, darkest days of the year, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, with treats for the spirit and senses. And I think she's spot on with that. It's a lovely season where, I've had over the years, as I'm getting older, I'm like, oh, Christmas isn't always magic, but then gosh darn it, you get those Christmases that are, and there's nothing that beats it. And the Christmases that aren't, they're still wonderful, but sometimes you get a Christmas that hits just right. When I say Christmas, again, I really am talking the holiday season. Um, Sometimes it just hits right. Everything feels festive and the mood is so lovely, and you're seeing people and doing things, and you don't really feel worn out. You feel like just the right amount of sort of like energized. It's not, again, it can't be every Christmas, so else maybe it wouldn't be that special, right? So it's nice that we do get it. Some Christmases you do get that. Now she starts you off, and I love that she did a section called Sweets for Giving and Sharing, because let me tell you what happens, and I've probably said it on this podcast many times. Christmas always comes and I go, I'm not making cookies this year. And then inevitably, about a week before Christmas, you will find me on a Saturday making cookies for like 12 hours, making all my favorites: Cheryl's Sunday cookies, sugar cookies with frosting. David loves the thumbprint cookies. Those are like the 3 standards that always have to be made. And I'm just kind of like, nah, this year I'm going to be with my sister a week before Thanksgiving. I'm going to visit her and then my mom for a whole week after that. So I am kind of feeling like that's prime cookie time. You're with family, You can make some cookies. I think I've shared this before too. My mom gets these frozen cutout sugar cookies from Gordon's Food Service. And for years, she's claimed like, "Oh yeah, that's my cookie. Those are my sugar cookies." Like it's her recipe. I don't think that she actually does claim it like that anymore, but I know for a while she'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's my sugar cookie," which she wasn't wrong. I mean, she baked them off and we all frosted them. But Sunshine, my sister and I ate a lot of them while they were still frozen too, because that ish was good, 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 good. Okay, so we got sweets for giving and sharing. I wonder if any of them will make it into my roundup this year. We got gingerbread, chocolate, and pear mini loaves. That sounds fancy and yummy. The pear, I don't use the pear enough. I think I need to start making a list of ingredients that are pretty common that I don't use enough that I need to start working into my life. Okay, banana chocolate chip mini loaves. Love that. I got a mini loaf pan. Well, okay, this goes back a bit longer. I worked at a vegan chocolate shop in New York. It's no longer there. It was called Cocoa V. I worked there for a summer. I didn't do the chocolates. The idea was I was eventually going to learn the chocolates from the chocolatier Quinn. Love you, Quinn. Um, and eventually the shop closed, but what I did do was bake things off. There was an awesome chocolate chip cookie that we made there, and these cute little banana bread loaves that everyone loved. And because of that, I got myself a mini loaf pan and I loved it. I love making these mini loaves. I love giving them to people. It's such a cute little way to create a little food gift for somebody. So, okay. Next, we got multi-seed crispies, pumpkin or squash mini loaves. Again with another mini loaf. Chocolate nut cookies, chocolate mint bars, fruit and nut chocolate clusters. Yes. Oh, I bet that's dried fruit and nuts and chocolate making clusters. That is a smart cookie of an idea. Ginger cookies and skinny figgy bars. I don't know about calling it then skinny, but I'll let her have it because she's Nava. She can have whatever she wants. Okay. Next section is holiday appetizer buffet. Also love the way she did this because think about it. You have yourself a little Christmas party, a little holiday party, holiday times in air quotes. What do you want to do? You want to put out a bunch of little bites that people can nosh on. It's not always about Christmas dinner, okay? So she's got sweet and spiced pecans, garlic and rosemary roasted mushrooms, kale and carrot strudel, creamy cracked pepper cheese. Oh, yeah. I love a homemade cheese on the holidays. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. In my second book, Epic Vegan, I do a beer pub cheese because my mom had this cheese she bought every year when we were younger from a place called Schuler's. It's like this sharp cheese. My sister literally texted me like 6 months ago. I was like, "Can you create a cheese like this?" And I was like, "Girl, open up Epic Vegan." And she was like, "Oh my God, what page?" Um, it's been really fun actually because she'll text me and ask me if I can veganize something because she's been going more and more plant-based. And it's been really fun because she will ask me to do it and I'll be able to be like, "Girl, open my third book. It's in there." Because we grew up together. So she'll think of something that she wants to be vegan that she can't find. She'll be like, "Oh, I need this." And then I'll be like, "And I did it. I got us covered. I did it." Hot artichoke and white bean spread. Yes, please. And then we got some holiday beverages in here. Hot spiced apple cider, vegnog, and New World wassail. Wassail. Okay, this is taking us into the Christmas menus. All right, so a pair of Christmas dinner menus. This is menu number 1. Roasted root vegetable salad, gingerbread carrot soup, wild rice pilaf stuffed peppers, glazed onions and Brussels sprouts, sweet and savory rosemary baked squash, and spiced pears and fresh figs and red wine. Oh, spiced pears and fresh figs and red wine. I had to read it again because it sounds so yummy. And again with the pears. I think I should do what I did one year? I had my mom and her 2 sisters go out for a Christmas meal every year and they give each other gifts. I think I need to do that. I want to do that again for my mom and my aunts this year. Plus it was great because David and I got to do it. So we cooked for them instead of them going out and we just really got to enjoy each other's company. It was so lovely to sit with my 2 aunts, Aunt Sam and Aunt Shar. Love you both. Okay. The second menu is rosemary roasted sweet potato soup, mixed greens with green apples, beets, and pistachios. Oh, that sounds delicious. See, I gotta start making better salads. Mixed greens with green apples, beets, and pistachios. Yes. Hearty lentil and mushroom shepherd's pie, black rice with corn and cranberries, sauteed broccoli rabe, and gingerbread winter fruit medley. I'm kind of curious. What is that gingerbread winter fruit medley? Let's see here if we can find the recipe. Gingerbread winter and fruit medley is going to be, she says, a simple and pretty fruit combination is a refreshing finish to a hearty meal. It's got pears, hello with the pears, Granny Smith, oranges, pineapple rings, dried cranberries, crystallized ginger. Oh, I don't know where she found this, but 6-ounce container of pina colada or vanilla non-dairy yogurt, soy or coconut, ground cinnamon or fresh nutmeg. I mean, yeah, that sounds yummy. I'm sorry. It just does. It just does. Now we're getting into Jewish holidays, Passover, Rosh Hashanah, and Hanukkah. Now, there's 2 sections in here. She goes over Ashkenazic and Sephardic Jews. It says the primary difference between Ashkenazic and Sephardic Jews lies in their historical origins and cultural practices. Ashkenazic Jews trace their roots to Central and Eastern Europe, typically speaking Yiddish and observing distinct customs, while Sephardic Jews originate from Spain and Portugal, often speaking Ladino and maintaining different religious and cultural traditions. Please, everyone, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing anything. I'm going to go check myself after I'm done recording. You'd think I would do that before, but hey, we're all learning something. So she's got the different menus in here. The first one she does is an Ashkenazic Seder menu. On here, we've got mock chop liver, simple vegetable soup with vegan matzo balls, traditional haroset, spectacular spring salad, spinach, leek, and potato matzo gratin, quinoa pilaf, sauteed asparagus, and broccolini. I love the simplicity and deliciousness of that. Passover fruit cups, chocolate matzo brittle. Oh, come on, chocolate matzo brittle. And coconut almond macaroons. So she's really giving you lots of terrific options in here. And then we go into, let's check out a note. She's got a note for matzo balls, quinoa, and Passover on page 114 here. So what does this note say? She says the web is filled with vegan matzo ball recipes made with tofu. For many Ashkenazic Jews, even non-religious ones, this isn't acceptable, as beans and bean products such as tofu are not consumed during Passover week. Cooked oats are a great binder. I've long used them for latkes. See the recipe on page 159. But they aren't allowable on Passover either. I was discussing this dilemma with Seth Branitz, co-owner and chef of Karma Road, a wonderful vegan cafe in Hudson Valley region of New York State. Thank you for the rec, Nava. And he suggested trying cooked quinoa flakes. I did, and they work like a charm. Quinoa, though it is an ancient grain, is being touted as the new go-to grain for Passover during a week when many, if not most, grains and grain products aren't used. Why quinoa is acceptable and, say, oats aren't has a complicated answer, which I'm not equipped to give. Reading online articles such as one titled, I kid you not, Confused about quinoa only muddles the subject further. Suffice it to say that quinoa is now just as welcome to the Passover table as it is at any other meal of the year. So there you go. And now we're going to look at the Sephardic style Seder menu. So we've got 2 different styles that she's giving us here. So we've got Sephardic style date haroset, Moroccan style vegetable soup with vegan matzo balls, green salad with artichokes, oranges, and pickled beets, eggplant matzah, spinach leek and potato matzah gratin, Moroccan carrots, Sephardic stewed green beans, Passover fruit crisp, chocolate matzah brittle, there it is again, and coconut almond macaroon. So she's able to use the same desserts there, which is lovely. And then we've got a Rosh Hashanah menu of mixed traditions. She says a Rosh Hashanah menu of mixed traditions. So we've got starters on here, which are vegan challah, apple slices with agave nectar or maple syrup, beet borscht, multi-mushroom barley soup, or a simple seasonal mixed green salad. Main dishes are 7 vegetable couscous, vegan cholent, Moroccan flavored tofu with apricots and olives. For side dishes, she has you covered with sweet potato simi, sweet noodle kugel, and Turkish eggplant stew. And desserts take us to just as sweet as honey cake, apple pumpkin delight, apple and pear strudel, and arugula. So she really is giving you the goods here, giving you a wide variety of different things to try. And we're moving into, that takes us into Hanukkah. So what are we looking at? What types of recipes can we expect from her? For Hanukkah, we've got traditional latkes, vegan style. I would hope so, vegan style, girl. Baba ganoush, hummus, tabbouleh, creamy dilled cucumbers, arugula, Hanukkah chocolates, or fresh fruit. Platter of pineapple, mango, oranges makes a nice finale. And you know, she's not wrong. I love dessert. I mean, I love myself a decadent, rich dessert, but I also love my fruit. Now, if I'm at a wedding and you're saying, oh, yeah, we have a vegan option and you give me a fruit cup, I'm going to get annoyed. I'm going to get angry because everyone else is eating wedding cake and you gave me a fruit cup with melon in it. We're not doing that. Like, you need to take care of your vegan guest. They paid to be there. You got to pay to make sure they get some cake. That's all I'm saying. Just get a vegan wedding cake. It's going to be just as good as the egg. It's going to be better for you. It's not going to have all that garbage in it. I'm on a tangent. Okay, so now we're into Easter. So let's read the Easter intro here. Easter and Passover share two common ideas. Each holiday heralds the arrival of spring through different symbolic perspectives. Both holidays, however, connect us to our cultural roots. Whether you're strongly connected to religious roots of these spring holidays or not, you can enjoy and cherish them with family and friends nonetheless. Easter, celebrated on the Sunday following the full moon after the vernal equinox, is a holiday for both reflection and rejoicing. The parades, hunts for colorfully decorated eggs, festooned bonnets, and the Easter bunny itself evolved from pagan customs. Even the holiday's name may have been taken from Eostre, the Anglo-Saxon goddess of spring. I love you, Nava, so much. Thank you for this information. Traditionally, ham or lamb is the centerpiece of the Easter dinner, but as you might expect, they are absent from the vegan table. Instead, the fresh produce of early spring is emphasized in these recipes and menus. Light leafy greens, asparagus, lots of carrots, and bright citrusy flavors. And I love that. Easter was always a weird one for me. My mom always had like people over for dinner or brunch or something, and I was always kind of like, why is what's I just didn't understand. Like Easter to me, I was like, what? But I love the way. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not very religious myself. So then I was kind of like, well, what are we doing? Are we celebrating the Easter bunny then? Like, what's happening? And now I'm kind of like, especially reading that for Nava, I'm like, well, it's just an opportunity for us all to gather and be together and be kind to each other and love one another. That is kind of how I've started looking at like almost every single holiday, you know, because they're all rooted in very specific beliefs for different people. And I don't know if I necessarily prescribe to any specific beliefs like that, like very specific, you know? So but I do value the aspect of people coming together to enjoy each other's company and of course enjoy a great meal together. This Easter menu to celebrate spring is what she starts us out with here. We've got Creole potato and watercress soup. Yes. Roasted seitan peppers and portobellas, or lemony asparagus risotto. Please. Yes. Oh, doesn't that sound good? I can taste it right now. The citrusy, creamy asparagus risotto. Lemony asparagus risotto, spring greens with citrus dressing, roasted baby carrots, and then she lists some desserts for us later down the line here. They're not on this page because I think she gives some like Easter ideas here for desserts. Now, what I thought was really cute here is she gives us a note for a kinder and healthier Easter basket. And I really love that she did this because it's my mom gave an Easter basket up until I don't know, maybe like 5, 6 years ago. And now she'll still like she usually gives us still something, but it used to be just this Easter basket like full of so much junk, like candy, 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 which I loved. But now I'm kind of like, I don't want that. I don't need that, you know? So now Nava's got some tips, kinder, healthier Easter baskets. It's not too much of a stretch to create a healthier, dairy-free version of the traditional Easter basket. Simply replace too sugary candy and milk chocolate with naturally sweetened gummy candies, which you can find in abundance in any natural food store, and vegan chocolate Easter bunnies. Page 187. For adults, trail mix or granola, tea, hot cocoa mix, and homemade muffins make a nice mix for the holiday. Classic carrot cupcakes or other healthy baked goods, small books and toys, and sticker books are also welcome additions to kids' Easter baskets, and she ain't wrong about that. On page 174, she's giving us a Greek-inspired menu for Easter. It's got lemony, spinach, and chickpea soup, fresh pita or other flatbread, lentil and tomato salad, magnificent moussaka or spring vegetable tart, citrus rice, and then she's got, again, those desserts, which we will get to very soon here. We've got a colorful meal of global flavors, it says on page 181. Let's take a look here. Beet and carrot salad. Hi, this is like the best season to be making foods. The spring beet and carrot salad, citrus roasted tofu, yes. Double sesame roasted asparagus and cauliflower, lemon, garlic, and rosemary roasted potatoes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, and now we're getting to that dessert section, which she has been teasing us with this whole time during the Easter section. We have basic vegan muffins with fruity variations. Great. She does. She has 3 variations here for us: apple muffins, banana chocolate muffins, and then just the standard plain muffin, chocolate chip, banana chocolate chip. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we've got a classic carrot cupcake, chocolate orange cake. Can't get enough chocolate and orange together. Love that. Strawberry snack cake. I love any cake you can snack on, please. Lemon coconut bars and early spring fruit bowl. Honey. And that is the Easter section, which takes us into Independence Day and summer entertaining. It's funny. I always feel like I'm inspired and I'm ready to cook, but then it comes to things like this, Independence Day and summer entertaining. I'm like, oh, what do I want to make? I want to make something like special and different. And I kind of like don't know where to turn to sometimes. So I love that she put this in as a time of the year with which that we need to bring some special foods to the table, right? She offers tips and tricks in the front of the book, in front of the section. She does this in a lot of them. For this, she's talking about grilling. She's talking about grilling protein foods like tofu, tempeh, and seitan. She gives you a basic guide to grilling vegetables. She talks about the ins and outs of grilling tempeh and seitan. And then she talks about different ideas for veggie kebabs. So she actually gives you a whole guide here on vegetable kebabs to make it colorful, so they're festive, and the grilling and the choosing of the marinades and all that stuff like that. She's got a whole guide in here, which is really lovely to see. And then she takes us into, oh my gosh, and then a whole like detailed thing on grilling the vegetables. Thanks, Nava. Okay, talking about grilled dishes, here we go. Grilled eggplant teriyaki, grilled eggplant curry, grilled pepperonata with vegan sausage, grilled ratatouille, grilled golden potatoes with parsley cucumber sauce, triple protein mixed grill with sweet potatoes. So I'm going to guess that's your seitan, tempeh, and tofu. Grilled pizzas with tapenade and chard, grilled summer squash with chickpeas and artichokes, grilled tempeh and green beans and pineapple, grilled pineapple, spicy grilled green beans and walnuts. Yes, to the spicy grilled green beans and walnuts. Now she takes us from grilling into cool dishes for summer entertaining, which we can all get into that, right? It's nice to have some cold, like pasta salads and potato salads and stuff like that. It's refreshing sort of things. So right away, she gives us cold sesame noodles. Love that. Cold teriyaki noodles with Asian vegetables. Israeli couscous summer pilaf. Pasta and red quinoa salad. Southwestern potato salad with avocado, corn, and peppers. Midsummer garden potato salad. Oh my gosh. Midsummer veggies with potatoes and a potato salad. Oh, from your garden. Stop. Baked tofu and white bean salad, corn fritters with cilantro sauce, Asian flavored tofu and cucumber platter, tomato and bread salad with chickpeas. Oh, yes, bread, tomato, chickpeas. Yes, all things. Summer tomato salad with peaches and pecans. Use those peaches in the summer, bebes. Vegan caprese and mixed green with avocado and blueberries. I love every single bit of all those. Okay, this moves us into fruity desserts. So fruity desserts are looking like they got fruit. They're desserts. They are fresh berry sauce, unbaked peach and berry cobbler, summer fruit platter with pineapple yogurt. I love that she gives us an unbaked peach and berry cobbler because I always think that with a cobbler, I'm like, why am I turning the oven on? It's the summer. Can we not do that? Okay, so now we get into she gives us some recipe ideas. Just different ideas for desserts. She gives us more red, white, and blue parfaits. So you've got strawberries with blueberries, and then vanilla or butter pecan non-dairy ice cream. Yes, girl. Fruit skewers, drunken strawberries. So this is strawberries with natural sugar on them with amaretto or another sweet liqueur. Let that all marinate together and serve it over ice cream. That's cute. I like that. Fruit duos and trios. She says sometimes combining 2 or 3 beautiful lush fruits can be just as appealing and more dynamic than a fruit salad. Try pairing offbeat varieties of common fruits with colorful partners. Look for yellow watermelon, green gauge plums, and pluots, a plum and apricot hybrid. Never had it. For example, and partner them with berries, apricots, honeydew, and black plums with deep red flesh. The possibilities are limited only by what's in season. How great is that? Those are such fun and easy ideas, which takes us into brunches, appetizers, and potluck dishes. So she really is talking about the entertaining of it all here. We've got Southwest brunch. This is baked tofu tortilla extravaganza, refried beans, roasted squashes and peppers, grape tomatoes and black olives, and a platter of orange or grapefruit sections and sliced avocado. Then we've got savory skillet brunch, multi-veg hash browns, rosemary potato and skillets and sausage skillet, or spinach or arugula scrambled tofu. Southern comfort brunch, Hoppin' John black-eyed peas and rice, simple garlicky greens, and apple and broccoli slaw, which takes us into easy appetizers. And when we're looking at those, we've got some dandies for us. She has a great list here: marinated mushrooms, asparagus, and artichokes, olive and dried tomato tapenade. Yeah, I cannot talk today. It's a real problem. Spanish style asparagus with mushrooms, olive bar medley with tofu feta, smoky cheddar cheese, roasted red pepper, and sun-dried tomato guacamole, spinach and cucumber spread, white bean and sun-dried tomato pate, green pea, parsley, and pistachio dip or spread, dilled miso tahini dip, pan-grilled polenta, and bruschetta. And then we're closing things out in here with potluck and buffet dishes. So this is plantain fritters with black bean dip. Oh, that sounds so good. A big pot of really good chili. I mean, what an appropriate name, right? Chipotle black bean and corn salad, festive 5-bean salad, bean thread noodles and Asian vegetables and creamy cashew sauce, 3-part harmony composed salad platter, rice noodles with watercress and cilantro, pasta puttanesca, pasta with olive sauce, and pappardelle pasta with Swiss chard. Yes, yes, yes. And there you have it, my friends. That is Vegan Holiday Kitchen by the one and only Nava Atlas. Be sure to keep your eyes and ears open for Nava's return to the Keep on Cooking podcast soon to chat about her wonderful book, Soups and Stews for Every Season. For now, go get yourself a copy of Vegan Holiday Kitchen with over 200 delightful recipes for every festive occasion. This book transforms holiday cooking into a celebration of flavor and creativity, as you just heard here. And it's written by Nava, so I can tell you it's written with lots and lots and lots of love. That's all for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Now keep on cooking, and remember, it's nice to be nice.
Thank you so much for listening. We'd be so grateful if you would rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. It really does help us.
Yes, thank you so much. And don't forget to check out keeponcooking.com for all of the latest in recipes and Keep On Cooking updates. This has been a Muzzy Cat production.